The first on the list is approving minutes from last month's meeting. If everyone's had an opportunity to take a look at those, just want to make sure that everybody thinks those look good. If we don't have any problems, then we'll call those approved. And we can move on to the next agenda item, which is a membership update. This month, we have two new members, up to 1,090 members. That is minus 15 affiliate members, which means we got a lot of new levels this month. We have 12 new L1s, 2 new L2s, and 3 new L3s. That's a total of, if you kind of have to squint a little bit, but about 23 people certified for new levels this month. That's good numbers compared to previous months, so happy about that. No changes to L4s and L5s. Next up is the Treasurer's Report from John Bryan.
Yeah, net revenue for last month, for August, was $5,095. Gross revenue was $5,095.25. Expenses include $1,123 in merchandise expenses and digital expenses of $5,064. This is what I warned about last month, where a bunch of bills that were due need to get paid, and they have been. That includes $40 for elections, costs for the annual conference, including renting the space, getting Zoom, some other stuff with that, paying for the Loading Ready Run pre-release videos, another payment for the Judge Cast videos. Net for the month was negative $1,092.56. There's going to be months like that where we spend more than we make, but that's kind of the goal, is to spend the money that you're giving us in form of dues on the things we said we'd do. So that's the report. Total cash on hand right now is $59,483.59.
Thanks, John Bryan. It looks like we didn't have any questions in the forum Q&A. If folks have questions or want to bring something up at the annual member meeting, the way to do that is in Zoom this Saturday. It is a little more formal of a meeting, so we probably won't have open Q&A unless you want to, make a motion or do all those other kinds of things. On to new business. We have a couple things on the list here. The first one is a resolution to ratify a testing contract with the Oceanic Judges Association. Does someone want to speak to that?
So the Oceanic Judges Association has been working on getting online for more than a year now. It's apparently very complicated to deal with Australia law, but they've done it. So congratulations to them. They contacted me as soon as they were done to say, hey, we're online, we want exams, and we quickly negotiated a deal to provide them, to license our exams to them the same way we do to judges in Finland, South Africa, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, and Iceland. So we're happy to do that. It brings in a little bit of revenue for Judge Foundry. It provides other judge programs with exams, and of course it also adds to our data on how our exams are performing. So I recommend ratifying this contract so that we can start serving our exams to them immediately.
Does anyone have anything else they want to say? No? Okay. In that case, the motion is to adopt the resolution to ratify the contract with the Oceanic Judges Association. All in favor, raise your hand. I see 5 yeses, so it's unanimous. The motion passes. We will ratify the contract and have some new judges using our exams in the Oceania. They cover Australia, New Zealand, anywhere else?
Australia, New Zealand, those are the only 2 areas that I know about.
Okay, great. The next thing on the agenda is a community project grant. This covers some work done on Rules Guru. The grant is covering some contractor work as well as their hosting. Does anyone else have anything they want to mention about this?
This went through the grant process, and the grant committee recommends approval of this in the amount of $224.99 in contractor work for security audits and other development work, and then hosting of $7.20 a month going back since March and into the future.
I have one question about that. The hosting fee, is that set for exactly that amount, or is that going to be variable based on their traffic amount?
The receipts I have are all exactly $7.20, so I have to assume that it's a set amount.
Does that mean we are approving the set amount? Presumably, we have to only approve the set amount because we would normally approve up to some other amount.
Yeah, I think we approve the set amount, and if they need more money, they can come back to the grants committee for more.
Yeah. I guess the other thing I'll say, just for folks out there watching, this approval is like indefinite. We'll keep paying for this hosting because we want this website to be up until we say no. There isn't anything preventing us from next month saying we don't want to pay this anymore, so we will stop paying for it.
Yeah.
So the new board won't have to do anything about that, but we'll probably review anything we have ongoing, similar to the work we have with Loading Ready Run. Our contract with Judge Cast has like a scheduled end, but we'll probably review that and see if there's more things they want to do later. Okay. The motion is to accept or approve the expenditure for the community project grant for Rules Guru expansion in the amount of $224.99 plus an additional $7.20 a month going back to March and going forward. All in favor, raise your hand. I see 2 yeses. Any opposed? I see none. That means the motion is approved. The grant will be paid. Yes, Matt has a.
In order for it to be adopted, it must be adopted by a majority of the directors who are present.
Okay. I don't know how votes work then. So we had 2 votes for and 0 against, which means the motion's not approved.
Actually, I just wanted to abstain.
I think Matt's implication is that doesn't matter.
Okay.
Is that true, Matt? Yeah.
That is correct. The rules for it's a little bit different than Robert's Rules of Order because this comes out of the Nonprofit Corporation Act from Minnesota. So yeah, it has to be approved by a majority of the directors who are present when the vote is taken.
Okay. We can have more discussion on that. I don't think there's anything that prevents us from voting again if we wanted to vote again. If anyone wants to discuss that, or Matt wants to tell me that I'm not allowed to do that.
Well, that's the question is, should we have more discussion on the motion, or from a parliamentarian perspective, what's the general process here? Is this just dead and we have to bring it back differently?
So yes, you can have more discussion on it. Technically, that is a motion to reconsider. One of the directors who voted for it can move for reconsideration, unless you just want to do it by unanimous consent, and then reconsideration brings it back. But without that, the discussion is now closed because the vote is finished.
Okay. So I would like to move to reconsider this.
Okay. Yeah. So the process here is, I believe, I just ask that there's unanimous consent to reconsider this, and then if anyone is opposed, we can discuss that. Is anyone opposed to reconsidering? Looks like no. Okay, so we can reconsider. I believe I have done everything correctly.
Yeah,
we're gonna get emails as we said.
Yeah. Yep.
So at this point, so the motion to reconsider has passed by unanimous consent. So at this point, we go back to the point in time immediately before the vote was taken, and debate is now reopened.
Okay.
It's the one who moved to reconsider. My question is, are there changes to this motion that we can make that would make it pass? Anybody who either abstained or did not vote, or like anybody who didn't vote, is there anything that would make this a better motion right now, or is there more data that we need to seek before we would vote on it?
Sharing my perspective, the I respect the committee that looked over this proposal and recommended we approve. I appreciate their work and respect that they've done their due diligence in examining the pros and cons here. However, this is run by someone that I don't want Judge Foundry to be officially associated with, and I can't bring myself to vote in favor. So I would like to. I'm not going to support a motion connected to this.
I think regardless of what happens, I'm abstaining because it's an obvious conflict of interest.
I don't have much other comment here. I'm not completely aligned with Brooke, but I don't know that this is necessarily a project that we need to fund.
I'll say I'm not crazy about this. I would have liked a little more information, a little more, but we picked a committee to evaluate these things, to do the due diligence on them, and I think that they spent a lot of work vetting this, and that's why I voted for it. I have mixed feelings about it, but I support the committee that we assigned to this. We assigned an independent committee rather than handling it ourselves, precisely because I think that it needs to be independent, and I support that.
Yeah, that's basically my take. We have not had a ton of grant applications. We have not had a ton of things come through the grants committee. This is a project that does bring value to some amount of judges, and I very specifically want the grants committee to have the power to feel like they can approve reasonable grants, and the cost is not much. That's what I have. But
here's what I'm going to say. I think based on the discussion we just had, a reasonable path forward is to table this for next month and then see if there's any feedback we get from. This is a public meeting. We're probably going to get some people talking about this. Yes, that would mean we have a new board. I don't know if that will change the result at all, but I suspect I will talk to a bunch of people this weekend at the annual meeting. It just feels like there's this air of controversy here, and we don't need to necessarily commit to this right away. I hate kicking it down the road for another month, but it's on the agenda now. If we table it, we'll talk about it next month, and I think that's reasonable. I don't know if anyone thinks we really need to press on this now.
I just wanted to know if there was any other data that could be gathered from either the grant application or the grants committee that would change anybody's mind, in case, so that we could just reload that. Was my other question. If there's nothing else to be gathered, that's fine. I just want to see if there's anything that would make any difference to anybody that could be gathered for information.
I guess my only comment would be the work product of the committee that has made it back to us is fairly light, and if they can give us maybe a more well articulated recommendation with here are the reasons why and here what we're paying for, that might land a little bit better. Obviously we haven't asked for that, that's not their fault for not doing that, but I'm just seeing here are some numbers and a rough articulation of what it's for, and it's not necessarily detailed, but articulation is what I might look for.
Do we need to take another vote on this, or is it acceptable to just table this as something for the next meeting?
I'll let Matt answer. I know what I think, but he's here, so.
Yeah.
So postponing to the next meeting is itself a motion. So if you want to vote on postponement, that would happen before taking another vote on the resolution itself or the motion itself.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to make a motion to postpone the vote on this to the next scheduled meeting, which would be the first week of October. Does anyone have any other comments on that motion?
I just want to make sure structurally that is so this is going to fall under business that happens after the new board is
yes,
empowered, and we choose the choose the officers and everything?
Yes, the
That's a
first thing we
question for
should
Matt.
do. Yeah.
So actually, I'd forgotten that the scheduling. So on the next board meeting, it will be after the new board starts their new term. Okay, then in that case, my bad. I should have realized that. But the motion to post, you can't postpone it to the next meeting. They can take it up again fresh, but officially postponing it is not an option here because there is a change in membership due to an election.
Okay, so it's this. So the best we can do is just say no to this, and then I mean, we can move to like tell the new board that they should consider this at the next meeting, which is
they can
likely
do that,
to not be a problem.
Or the grants committee could submit the request again to the new board. Either way.
Okay, so in that case, I think we just vote on this motion in general, and then we'll make sure this comes up at the next meeting. I don't doubt that it will. So in that case, the motion is to, under reconsideration, adopt the project grant or accept the project grant for Rules Guru expansion. Does anyone have any other comments before we run this vote? Nope. Okay. In that case, all in favor, raise your hand. I see 2. All opposed. I see 1. That means the vote does not pass. The motion does not pass. We're not approving this community project grant. And as I said, we can refer this to the next board so this can come up at the October meeting. Did anyone else have any new business before we move on to announcements? Sounds like no. I have one announcement about the elections this weekend. I just wanted to put it out in the world. It's been put out in the world a bunch of times. If you would like to vote for the new board, if you are a member of Judge Foundry, you will get an email instructing on how to do that this weekend. You don't need to do anything. If you want to vote in the any of the votes that we have during the meeting of the members on Saturday, then you'll want to apply for the conference that is on Judge Apps. It is a conference that is in Roanoke, Virginia, if you need to look it up. It's also linked on the elections page if you need to go find it. You can go to the Judge Foundry website, click on the big elections link, and there's a link from there to the conference. We would like to know how many people are going to be online and how many people are going to be in person. It's very helpful if everybody signs up for that. And then another reminder that we do have to show a quorum first thing on Saturday morning. I don't know the exact number that we expect, but it should be slightly less than 60. So we do need that number of people to be online to raise their hand and say they exist first thing in the morning. So if you would like to be involved in the meeting, it'd be great to be on there. Does anyone know exactly what time we start on Saturday? I don't remember.
It is, I believe, 9 a.m.
Okay, 9 a.m. Eastern time, which I realize is very early a.m. Pacific time, but we'll be rolling in Roanoke.
I'm just pulling up
9.
the event right now just to double check. And note that I did make I have talked about this with people, and I did misspeak a little bit. Sorry, it is 9:30 a.m. for the annual meeting begin time, so that we can get set up at 9. And so.
Okay, so 9:30 a.m. is a good time to be online, and we'll be providing updates in various places. But the Zoom call link will be sent via the conference and I think elsewhere. I don't think it'll be too terribly difficult to hunt down. Does anyone else have any other announcements or anything? We just had update quizzes go live. What's our update quiz status?
Yeah. The Edge of Attorneys quiz went live last week. There are, as usual, 3 regular quizzes for L2, L3, 1 advanced one for L4, L5. These will be open until early October, so a little past the Spider-Man release date, just so that we have time to build the Spider-Man quiz. So take a quiz, it's open.
Great. Does anyone else have anything before we close today?
I just wanted to apologize to people because I misremembered the exact way that we did it last year, and I thought that you had to be signed up to the meeting to vote for the board. And so I've spoken with people about that, and I want to take ownership of the fact that I misremembered and then spoke about that. So
Well, thanks, Rob. Even you misspeaking makes people think about it more and realize what they need to do. So, yeah. Does anyone else have anything else? In that case, we'll call this the end of our September board meeting. Thanks everybody for watching online. We'll see you on Saturday, and if not, some version of the new board will see you in the beginning of October. Y'all have a good evening. Thanks.